Hey lovelies. Right, so we're going to come in and start building our duck. Now as you can see, I've already put one side of the boat hull together because you don't want to watch me do it twice. And I'm going to come in and do the second one, and I found that the easiest way to do this is actually to start at the back. Start at the back and work forward. So with this little lip here, you can actually apply some liquid cement and on it goes like thus. And now what I'm going to do is just move forward. A bit at a time. Right, so the reason I've started at the back is so that when I come to the boat hull at the front here, okay, I've not got, you know, the rest of this is glued together, and it's giving me a much easier time then to come in and glue this. And then once I've got that done, because I mean, some of this is being done out of sequence, so it just makes sense to do it. Then I'm going to come in and add in the side covers for the wheel wells. You're going to need to make sure you get the tiny little tab bits that produce out the ends here as well. And I found that the easiest way is to just do it like that. Add a bit of glue and then just press it down using the lid. And again, and there's your boat hull pretty much done. You're then going to add in other bits. So you've got this central part which is going to go in, and you're going to add in other parts, but I'm going to leave that for now. Just let that go off a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the axles. So you've got two sets of axles. You've got this twin one, you've got this single axle here, and then you've got the twin axle that I've already put together. And essentially they just go together the same way. So you have your wheel hubs and the wheels, and these needed a fair bit of cleanup actually to get rid of a very prominent seam line around the centre of the tyres, but then they will just go onto the wheel, and then just literally you're going to have to eyeball making sure that they're straight. Now I'm not going to glue these on to make it easier to paint. So these will go onto place, one there and then this one here, but I'm going to keep them off to make it easier to paint, as I say, and I think that it's not going to mess anything up. You then have one last wheel and hub, which is the spare. So it looks like I've got a bit of flash still in the centre of the wheel there. So you're just going to need to make sure you get in there and cut that out. And the spare wheel sits on the rear deck on this pin. Now it seems to sit in mid-air. I don't know whether that's correct or not. I have no idea, but it seems to sit in mid-air. It doesn't want to go down. It doesn't want to press down. But it does. There you go. It will do. Okay. Right, now let's come to the boat hull again. Now, the instructions pretty much get you to glue all the top parts on. And then do the underside. I'm going to buck that a little bit, and I'm intending to go in and do the prop shaft here. So you get this little flat piece with an O-ring on it. Like so, and then your prop shaft goes through that and sits into a little recess just there. So, and then the recess is just there, like that. Now, I'm going to let that go off for a tiny bit. I'm going to come in, I'm going to do this, and this is interesting. I recommend building from the rear forwards. So your rear plate here goes on. And it looks like I've got a little bit of warping there that's going to need filling. Okay. That's a bit better. then I'm going to add in the cargo deck. Now I've had to just remove some of the sink marks on this. They were quite atrocious. And we've got some gappage along the sides here as well, which isn't ideal. So we are going to have to bring in these guys. There's one. And then same for this side. And that is 2. That's not going to sit, but it will like that. Okay, cool. Right, let's let that do that. Now, let's talk about the heavy machine gun self-defense weapon here. It's terrible. It really is terrible. Now, I have ordered a set of stowage for my Sherman build, which includes an 50 cal and a 30 cal HMGs. So I'm going to swap this out for one of those. Yeah, it's just terrible, like really bad. Don't like it. Right, and then we have our bonnet going on. This isn't filling me with joy. That's better. that's the better way. Right. There's going to be a slight gap here that's going to need filling. We've then got the first bulkhead here that goes in, and I'm popping this in ahead of the seats and everything. Because the seats and the steering wheel can go in and certainly the steering wheel is going to go in once I've painted the driver, and the driver looks like this, but the seats can go in. So we got one seat there, the second seat, the driver's seat. In there. Your driver, missing his ankles, then sits on it like so. So yeah, driver will go in after I've painted, and the driver will get painted as well, and I will paint the steering wheel separately as well. Now flipping back over, we've then got the propeller to put on. And this was really, I mean, it's really misshapen, but it's what we got. Okay, so that goes in like so, and then we have the rudder and that goes in there. Now there isn't a stop on the rudder or anything, so yeah, it is what it is. Now, as I said, what happens then is once the wheels are painted, they will just go into position there, so over that swimming drive shaft, and there. Okay. We then come to headlamps on the front here. I've already put one in because, again, you don't want to see me do it twice. So and these will get painted. There is some clear glass, clear plastic to go on those. I'm going to do that once. I will do that once I've painted the miniature. Now, there is this cable assembly, towing cable assembly, which goes in here on the back. It is pinned. It looks terrible. Right, okay, that's probably the better way round for it. Then we have the sea anchor going in. So that is going to go in, pinned into position there. Again, this is a tight fit. We then have this, I'm assuming it's some sort of hand pump going into position here. Then you have your trim vane or front board, whatever you want to call it, goes in there. Like so. Right, then last but by no means least, looking at this, this is supposed to go into position like so, and this is for the self-defense weapon ring. And then you have 1, 2, 3 pins to line up, and this might be easier to do one, 2, 3. Might be easier to do. So, okay, right, I just need to try and redo this propeller because it dropped off. Okay. Essentially, that is the duck. You get a canopy which you can put over the top, or you can leave it off if you so wish. The figure will go in there once done. The wheels will go in like thus, and that will essentially be the vehicle done once I've painted it. So my steering wheel, my driver, the canopy separate, the wheel assemblies are separate. I haven't put the fenders on because I might do that afterwards, or I might leave them off depending. But yeah, there you go. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.